Hello, my name is Sandra. I'm the creator at Sing Play Create, and today I am sharing a scarf routine for Danse Macabre by Camille Saison. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching this video. I have come up with some actions to go with Danse Macabre that you can use with your students or at home with a scarf. And so we're going to really focus on moving in different directions. When we do scarves, we want to get away from just doing this so that we're crossing the body this way, and we're going high and we're going low, so that we're giving our students opportunities to make those little brain connections and get out some wiggles as well as learning something. This is a really fun piece of music that you can use during the month of October, but you can use it anytime. So what I did is I just came up with some actions that go with some of the big words in the story. So I'm thinking about kindergarten, and I want to keep it simple for them. And so this is probably more for your K through 3 students to do it this way. But here's what I came up with, and I would love to know what you think of this and if you use it in your classroom. So the first thing is the clock, and we are just going to bounce on the numbers of the clock, and the clock bounces 12 times, so we're just going to go around the clock 12 times, 8, 9, 12. And then of course during the piece of music there's going to be some places where they might need to put a little movement in that is not specifically choreographed. So this isn't necessarily for them to do this perfectly choreographed song. It's mainly to get them to do some different movement and establish some patterns. And this would be a great way to teach them how to do a scarf and things that you expect them to do, like staying in their space and how to do the different movements. The next movement I have is for the character of Death, or the violin tuning up. And so that's just going to be this. It'd be like if you were playing the violin, but we're just going to do it across our body. And then you want the students to respond to the music. So we're not going to tell them like 5 times or 8 times. We're just going to say, when it's the time for Death to play the violin, this is what we're going to do. And then the next character group is the skeletons. And so every time they hear the skeleton music, we're going to do the crisscross. And it works really well with the music. I've done this a lot, and this works really great with the music for the skeleton dance. And then we have the ghosts come into the story. And for the ghosts, we're going to alternate doing circles. Otherwise, our arm gets really tired of doing this over. So with the little ones, I like to go slow, and we'll do this, and then we're going to switch. And if they can do every 4 beats, that's fine. Or just tell them to switch directions, and then you can model it for them. 4, and then this way, 2, 3, 4. And then the next one is the pumpkins. And because the music really does change when the pumpkins come out, we're going to change our action quite a bit. And we're just going to do a little flick. Do, do, just to the sounds they hear, whatever they're hearing in the music. We're just trying to get them to do and make sure they're crossing the body. They're not just doing this. So you help them. Say, cross over to the other side. Say hello to your left hand over here. All right, and then there's also the sound of the xylophones that represent the bones of the skeletons, and those come in during the piece. And so what you want to do is when you hear the sound of the xylophones, then they can do a wiggle, like the bones of the skeleton, and have them do that. And then they might have to go back to the ghost, or back to the other regular skeleton. So it's pretty free, moving, easy to do movements. And then we have the wind comes in just before the witches. And so we have the wind going, and we're going to go high above our head, big moves for the whoosh of the wind. And if it's fast or slow, and if it's loud or soft, we're going to change it. And then we have the witches. And the witches in the music, it's going like this up and down movement. So we want to, and you can even have them go all the way down to their toes. Ooh, and all the way down. Wiggle, big wiggles. The witches are flying everywhere. And then of course the very last thing is the rooster, and we can just do a flick up high for the rooster, and then there's some free movement where they could just be the sunshine And if they can grab their scarf across, and they could just be floating at the very end, you know, and then when the music ends, have them drop their scarf and then just quietly sit down or even lay down, you know. I put these in a freebie in the Sing Play Create free resource library. So just have each of those things on a poster card, and then you can use those in a slide presentation or print them, you know, whatever works best for you. After we've gone through and they can do this whole piece with the scarves and follow along the different actions, then the next class time or a time after that, I will have them work more on the dynamics. So when we're doing the ghost and they're just quiet, then we're doing this, or they're soft. But if the ghosts are loud, we're going to make bigger moves. If the skeletons are soft, or if they're loud. So we'll go through. And in the freebie, I outline the times and just very basic outline of this piece of music. If you're using this for younger children, of course, you're probably going to have them model you, copy you, and just follow you along. They probably aren't going to be able to read the pictures fast enough to know what to do the first time you do it. The second time you do it, then you might say, okay, during this scene, there's witches, which are wiggling high to low, and there's the wind, and there's ghosts, and there's skeletons. So you could say, choose one of those actions, or you could switch between them, which is what I like to do. So I might do skeletons, 3, 4, and twirl, and then a witch here and there. The main idea is to give them lots of different types of movement they can do in this activity. So we're helping them get a movement break, but we're also teaching them about their body and how the movement of the scarf is expressing what they hear. So we want them to respond to that. It's important to take it to the next step and help them learn how to respond to the different dynamics that are in the music, as well as the different instruments that are playing. So I hope you enjoy using this scarf activity in your classroom during the month of October. I hope you drop a comment below and let me know if it worked for you, what didn't work for you, and don't forget to go get the freebie from the Sing Play Create free resource library. Let's keep kids moving and learning with music.